ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Cup races were supposed to take center stage on day one of the 52nd Long Island Regatta. However, they did have some challenges after the barge arrived in late. Charles Fisher joins us from Salt Pond with the very latest.
Yes, Johnny, they were only able to sail one race today, and guess what? You don't even have to ask who the winner was. The running tide, Class A, Stefanos, what a way to get the thing started, but not the start you guys wanted here in Long Island. Late arrival of the barge, only one race today.
Yeah, Charles, I was quite disappointed last night. You know, the barge was out here from about probably 8:30, and they didn't come to the dock until 1 o'clock this morning. I was down here until about 2 o'clock, making sure all the guys were straight and getting off the boat. There was nobody left on the site, no food. We went by the restaurant up in Grays, no food. Everybody had to go to bed hungry, and that really upset me. I didn't like that at all.
But a good day of sailing, went down the drain, but you were able to get in the A class. Talk about the race out there today.
Yeah, the race was great. Initially, you know, the Southern Cross was leading the race, and she actually ran aground at the marker. That was unfortunate. But we really had a match race between the Legend and the Running Tide after that, and we were tack for tack, me and my brothers. Me and my other brother on the Running Tide, and the other two brothers on the Legend, and the other two in the boat watching.
So much nose.
But it was a great race, you know. The Legend is a very fierce competitor. We're going to have to beat the Legend if we want to win. That's just a fact.
Now you guys are going to have to race back to back race, C, B, and A class come tomorrow, even with the Cup races.
Well, you know, Charles, I'm a warrior. I'm ready for it. Two B class in the morning. We're going to race. We're going to race the A and the C class. You know, it's not that windy. The wind is light, so it's not going to put a huge strain on your body and your physical, you know, workout. So yeah, we can get it done tomorrow. Long afternoons. I mean, it must be 8 o'clock now. Sun's still up, so you know, we Long Island people, we're going to get it done. We can make up for the lost time and make this regatta great like it's supposed to be.
Once again, it is Stefan with an S. He made sure we said that. Stefan Knowles winning on board the Running Tide today, taking the only race in Class A. Johnny?
Well, after winning his two qualifying round matches, Justin Roberts in main draw action today at the Culture Open in Germany. Roberts getting off to a quick start against fellow qualifier Paul Warner of Germany. He converted on 2 of 5 break points to take the first set. Warner flipping the script in the second set. He got 2 breaks to force a decisive set. Roberts breaking 3 more times in that third set, and he would fall 3-6, 6-2, and 6-2. From the minor league baseball diamond last night, Lucius Fox, he was 1 for 3, secured one of only 2 hits from Montgomery, but they still picked up the win, 1-0 over Tennessee. As for Jazz Chisholm, he was 0 for 4, the run scored in Jackson's 9-1 win over Birmingham. The University of the Bahamas Mingos on the diamond last night in the Province Softball Association, sporting a record of 1-1. The Mingos looking to pull off the upset over the defending champion Sunshine Auto Wildcats. The Mingos hung around with the Cats until the 5th inning, only trailing 8-4 at that point. But from there, the Cats' bats caught fire. They came close to batting around twice in that inning, and the Mingos ended up on the losing end via the mercy rule, 20-4.
We went through 2 pitches, and when they were making the pitches that we needed, defense fell apart. So it was a combination of lack of pitching and a lack of defense. So as you can see, the score, you know, doesn't really reflect how the game was most of the game, but it got away from us the last inning or so.
The Boxing Federation of the Bahamas will send a team off to the Burt Sugar Classic in Punta Gorda, Florida tomorrow. This will be the second time around for Lennox Boyce after he won the title in his weight class last year, but he's not too worried about having a target on his back.
People could be more prepared, but every day I learn something new. I acquire new technique, whether it be my speed, get fast, or I learn to pivot better inside the ring. So I'm not the same fight I was last time. Last time I was kind of nervous and a little shaky on the edge and what's not, but now I'm really used to it. And I'm just prepared to do my best and be victorious. They have pretty experienced boxers, but I only look forward to fighting against the best, being able to prove myself worthy of going to the Olympics. So I'm not into ducking anybody or nothing like that. Preparation is coming along good. I made it down to my fighting weight class. So everything feels in order, eating healthier, stronger, and stuff like that.
After releasing a report on his administration's first 6 months in office, B3's president, Dromico Archer, says they plan to build on what they've already brought to the table, and high on that agenda is making sure more coaches are certified.
There is going to be a benchmark as to how one qualifies him or herself to even get a berth on national teams. And that is through enforcing this new development of coaching education. And so what we are going to do over the incoming weeks or months is to introduce the USA Track and Field Certified Level 2 course that would be available to all physical education teachers throughout the length and breadth of the country, and as well as in New Providence. It will be the first time that this USATF course will be delivered in Nassau, Bahamas, thereby making the course or the delivery of the course a lot more affordable to the coaches.
National team members getting ready to tee off at a number of golf tournaments this summer, and before they leave town, they will need access to the courses here at home to get ready.
Currently, we are having challenges with the rates to play golf, but for the most part, the golf properties are working with us and allowing us some leverage. Of course, we know that they can only do so much, but hence again, we ask the government to assist us further in that area. We have been facilitated by all the golf properties to give us a few days during the week for practice. Times would be late afternoons due to most of the players being employed.
Caddy Tanika Sandiford enjoying her time on the ladies' professional tour with golfer Amy Olsen. Sandiford spoke about how the opportunity first came about.
When I was coaching in 2017, I asked my boss if I could stay in the Bahamas 2 extra weeks. And the Pure Silk Bahamas Classic, I just randomly got paired with Amy. I was her local caddy, and I was working in Oklahoma. So she knew I was there, so she asked if I would come to Dallas and work for her for that week. I asked my boss again, and she let me off. After the collegiate season ended, I worked with Amy about 3 more events, and then 2018 I worked about 15, and then this year I'll be on full time.
2 of the country's premier beach volleyball players preparing for the next leg of the NORCECA tour, but as Kelsey Johnson tells us, they need assistance to get there.
They are not worried about being blocked or serving the ball into the net. Byron Ferguson and Prince Wilson's biggest fear is that they will be grounded and won't get a spike off due to finances.
We need $1,000 per person, so obviously it's 2 men on the beach, so approximately $2,000 should cover the cost for 1 team.
We're using our cash right now, so any assistance would help. We would appreciate it, but right now we just want to go over there, participate, and do the best we can.
The duel is one of 2 teams expected to compete in the NORCECA Beach Volleyball Tour set for this weekend in Mexico. Both squads are trying to serve up as much points as possible, wanting to qualify for the 2020 Olympic Games. President Joseph Smith said the Federation is doing its best to provide the necessary financial assistance to the teams who are on the brink of making history. He also noted that the remaining part of the NORCECA tour will be the most challenging for the Bahamas.
You have to go to these legs, but we have 4 more stops. 2 in Mexico, as a matter of fact, 1 in Cuba, 1 in Canada, and our point system where we are right now, we're kind of satisfied where we are. I've already applied for the wildcard slot, and it's basically saying that if you don't make that first cut, you can get in on a wildcard, and if we can get into the wildcard grouping, if we don't make the point spread per se, we can still make the Olympics. We're in the toughest region when it gets to FIVB or NORCECA. We're in the NORCECA region, which is inclusive of the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico. So you have to finish within the top 3, 4 per se in beach. I think it's about 5, but you got to beat 2 or 3 of the big dogs. So that's why it's important to try and get that wild card, so that the second end or the lower end. Even if you get in, you just need to get in.
To date, the Bahamas is ranked 17th in men's play. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
That's a look at sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.